Hi, Dr. Lisa Kohut, Holy Spirit Coach. When we yield to Holy Spirit, ways that we can be blessed and others around us can be blessed. When I first met and encountered Holy Spirit, those were the first words that I heard was yield, yield. And in order for me to yield and to receive the fullness of Holy Spirit, I had to get down on the floor in the most humble position. And essentially, we have to do this every day in order to continually allow the blessings of Holy Spirit to flow through us, in order to allow him to express himself through us in our lives and in the lives of those around us. And so it's a constant, it's a continual, it's a daily, it's a momentary decision to yield, to give way to the expression of Holy Spirit. And so one of the things that happened to me this week was actually Friday, last night. I was at an event, and while at the event, we were worshiping. And in worshiping, I was listening. And I was listening to what Holy Spirit wanted to do in that time. And so as others around me, I heard a really soft whisper. And actually it was like a thought. And the thought said, there's somebody with their right hip. I see you, or like you see me. Nor did I feel anything tangibly. It was a thought. And so I made a decision in that moment to go in faith with the thought and to speak and to say, is there someone here who has an issue with the right hip? There were a couple of people there who hadn't been in relationship with God for very long and are really just new at this. One of the ladies who was there said, there was a pause, and she said, did God tell you that? And I paused because I didn't know if she was telling me that, because I didn't know where that was coming from. But I just paused because there are times that we can also be wrong. And then she got up and she said, I've had an issue. I told my husband just today, I've been having an issue with my right hip. So she proceeded to come up to the front, and so did another person who has had a progressive issue with the right hip. And they came up and we prayed. And in that moment, during the prayer, this woman who hadn't encountered the Holy Spirit very many times and who didn't know him very well began to cry. She began to weep because she was so moved and touched that God saw her. That he saw her, and that the ministry of the Holy Spirit ministered to her hip. After we prayed, the discomfort was gone, and she was overwhelmed with the goodness and grace of God. So I share that story with you to say there was a few things that happened. Number one, listen. Ask Holy Spirit, ask God, what are you revealing to me from heaven? What do you want me to take down from heaven and bring into this atmosphere? After you ask, then two, listen. Be still and listen. And then three, when you get a thought, even if you're not sure if it's him or not, yield. Go with it in faith. And don't be afraid of being wrong, because we all have been wrong and we all will be wrong at times. The only way to never be wrong is to never test, to never go in faith. So I bless you. God, I bless you to go in faith, to listen, to yield, obey. God bless you.